Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I think it's a really good opportunity to be in nature for a whole day each week, and it's a great thing to do. And you get a lot. It's really fun, and it's a lot of new opportunities.
You learn, but you also play at the same time.
You go all throughout the school year, instead of just it being just summer, like 1 week. Instead, it goes through the entire school year, so you can watch the seasons change from fall to winter to spring to summer.
I learned that crickets hear through their knees.
What?
For real.
Something I've learned at NatureYear is about many different animals. For example, deers in the winter, they find a big spot and people call that a deer bed, and they sit there and they find food, and half the deer stay awake in the day and then they sleep in the night when the others are awake. So they can make sure no predators attack, and if they do, they warn and they find a new bed.
I learned that daddy's long legs are not spiders. Horse poop is good for your garden. I've learned a lot of things. I passed my poison ivy test, which is identifying poison ivy. I learned that Stuart the goat likes knotweed. It's really fun because you get to be outside all day and you can learn lots and lots of different things, and you can use your imagination a lot. Dozers Cave is a cave with a lot of walls, and you can climb through it. It's almost like a natural playground. That it's not all the time what the teachers say. It's a bit free, so you can do sometimes whatever you want.
When you do stuff with nature, it's not just like writing down the names of like different kinds of animals and plants. It's actually getting to know more about them.
Enrolling in NatureYear was actually a no-brainer. As a working mom, I find it really challenging to get my kids outside as much as I would like. I don't usually get home until 6 o'clock at night, and so, in the winter especially, it's already dark, and they love the outdoors. And they've been here for camp, they've been here for after school, and they just loved it. So we thought it would be a great way to integrate science into the curriculum for Una, who's homeschooled, and for Sam to get a break from school.
We all know nature is a great teacher, maybe the greatest teacher, and yet in our schools there's very little access, in the public schools anyway, there's very little access to nature as a learning tool. Kids learn about insects or frogs or whatever, but they don't touch insects or frogs, they just learn about them in the abstract. And so when I heard that NatureYear was happening, I was very, very excited, and I think we were the first people to sign up actually.
They really get to get dirty and experience the world and nature in every aspect, right? So they talk about it, they think about it, they're in the mud, they're solving problems, they're building fires, they're allowed to do things that, I think recently we've decided are too dangerous for children. So, whittling and fire building and climbing trees and jumping on rocks, and it's just wonderful.
They're outside. I mean, there is a structure. They are learning science-related things. They're reading. They're learning how to make crafts. They're, incorporating. I think they did. Well, one was Trisha had them carry around different bottles with different scents, and so the first class was like sprayed the scent in the snow, and then the second group had to find out what animal it was or like follow the scent. So they're kind of learning about the biology of animals having scent. They're also learning tracking skills. Like, they're just bringing all that stuff in together. I think last week Skylar did an interpretive dance as a metamorphic rock. It's like they're talking about this stuff, but it's very free and open.
I grew up playing outside, and I think that we're teaching our children to care about our planet, and it needs our help, and we need to work towards that. But I don't think that there's the relationship between the younger people and the planet that my generation had as kids. There's a lot more of their activity is done inside. And I think it's really important. Why would anybody want to save a planet if they have no personal relationship with it? So I think it's really important to put kids out here and get dirty. And I also think it's important for them to do that without their parents around, because I know if I were here, I'd be like, oh, don't do that, you gotta ruin your sneakers, oh, you get out of that mud. And we, even though I'm like kind of a pretty loose parent, you still get into that mode of like protection of your kids, like you're gonna hit your head, you're gonna fall. And it's so great that he doesn't have that he can go and fall and get dirty and come home, and he only has to listen to us for 5 minutes going, oh my God, you're filthy, instead of 6 hours of us saying, oh my God, you're filthy. I think that's important for him to just go out and explore, because that's how we discover things, and that's how we learn, is by going out and making our own mistakes and making our own messes, and these teachers are really good about doing that. I feel that there's enough structure to keep them safe, but there's enough freedom for them to go out and fall.
It's given him a sense of freedom, a sense of control, and a place where he can come and explore what he wants to explore and be himself, and where his ideas are taken seriously and other kids' ideas are taken seriously. It's also given him a really different peer group than his school peer group. He was asking the other day why we don't do things more natural. And instead of asking me why I don't let him play video games or why I don't let him watch such and such a movie, he wanted to know why we didn't do some natural thing that some other kid's family did, which I thought was pretty cool.
It's a strong mix of kid-led activities and school-led activities, and that, I think, is a big, important part of it, that the kids have some ownership in the education that they receive here. And it's a big compliment to the teachers to be flexible enough, sort of like improv theater, to just roll with whatever's in front of them and allow the kids to expand their own minds, being the most effective stewards thereof. I think that this program should be everywhere in the country. I can't really say enough about how awesome it is, and furthermore how important this program is in teaching children not only about nature but also about how to regulate their temperature when they're outdoors. A lot of things that a lot of high school kids when I was growing up didn't know. You did not want to go camping with that kid. They bring like a box of Fruit Loops to eat.
Whoa! I'm gonna celebrate it by going from the chalkboard all the way to the paintbrush. Let's celebrate! This is the night. Hey, look at this! Look at this!
What you got?
Look at this thing. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It's very fun.